Welcome back, everybody. It's your two favorite degenerates from the podcast from Saturdays to Sunday. I'm Cale.
I'm Cam.
And today, you all know what the hell we're going to talk about. It is the NFL draft, the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about that. We also have a game that we're going to play because I love games, Cam loves games, and you guys all love games. It's an icebreaker.
Think a little harder. I don't know about you. Coffee hasn't hit yet. I'm not the most awake I could be, but we're getting after it, and the game will help. So I'm excited.
Yep, so the game's first, but then to just reiterate what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be talking about the draft as a whole. We're going to be talking about the classes too, and then later round picks. It's everything intertwined into one, so it's not just one specific thing.
Yeah, we're not going to go round by round, talk about every single person. Like, we looked at all the teams' classes as a whole, and there's a lot we like. There's a lot of classes that as a whole we like, but I kind of got four little categories here. So I have ones I like, which basically means didn't find much wrong with it. I think it's solid.
Yep.
Ones I don't like, where there's no saving grace for me. I just don't like it. I got a meh. It is what it is. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. And then I have it on the fence.
It's meh.
And an example for on the fence is like maybe they knocked it out of the park in the first three rounds, but the last four just kind of fell off. And then for me, puts them on the fence. They could have been great. Could have been one I don't like. So those are just the categories I put. I think Cale has some different ones, but
I have. Go ahead, Kim.
Too, we'll talk about players we like later in the rounds. Like there's some draft classes I really like the 5th, 6th, 7th round picks, and we talk about Cam and Cale all the time. Late round picks.
Manungai.
It's fun to kind of just see who can maybe be the next Manungai, and I have an idea of that I'll get into a little bit later. But
Cam has his ideas.
I'll save that, but right now, we got a game.
All right, let's play a game. So the game is a pretty, if I'm using a cliche game, but it's my twist on it. It's a would you rather game. I came up with the questions, and I'm going to give the would you rather to Cam, and I'll also be like tuning in to like what I think is better. So let's get this party started. So it's 10 questions. The first one is, Cameron, would you rather have prime Justin Jefferson or prime Randy Moss? What are you thinking?
Off the bat, it's already kind of tough. I'm either gonna piss off some old heads or
piss off some young bucks.
There's some young bucks that just know Justin Jefferson.
That's true.
They're like not the most comparable, but they are pretty comparable. Like I would say the edge and route running Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But I gotta take Randy Moss, man. I just really do. He was going up against prime Revis Island and and all those really good corners. Namdi Asamoah. Like I gotta take Randy Moss.
Yeah. Honestly, I agree with you. Just because again, to your point, to reiterate what you said, like I hope people know who Randy Moss is. Obviously, we're older and we grew up with that, so you got to know who that is.
This man, when you get head top, it's called Moss because of him.
It's a Mossing for a reason. It's named after him. Randy. So honestly, I'm taking Randy too. Justin's there. I think the reason why I picked this is because they both kind of had, or Justin hasn't left the Vikings, but like Randy basically had his prime years, or like his tenure was a lot for the Vikings. So that's why I wanted to make this pick. And it's kind of difficult too.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Next.
So the second one is, would you rather have prime Trent Williams, or prime Larry Allen? Again, kind of a question that these new heads probably don't know who Larry Allen is. If you don't, that's insane. But
I'm gonna go
both of these, honestly, I almost picked Trent Williams, but Larry Allen was Trent Williams before Trent Williams. Like Larry Allen was a freak in nature. He ran a 4.6. He bench pressed like 600 pounds. That dude's an animal. And same with Trent Williams.
The trenches in those days, so much scarier to me. Again, I've never played O-line. I'm not an O-line guy, but like the trenches back then seemed pretty rough compared to today. Still hard today. It's still big bodies on big bodies, but Larry Allen using the trenches back in the day, I'm gonna take him.
Honestly, I agree with you, buddy. So again, we're probably gonna piss off some people with that, and honestly, I'm gonna reiterate this a couple times. We want to hear from you. So this game too, like comment down below on who you think is better. Also, third question now.
We just have to fact check it, but fun fact: Larry Allen graduated from Sonoma State University, which is like 15.
Does anybody know where that is?
Anyone
from that's badass, bro.
Knows, but they haven't had a football team since Larry Allen. So
he's like the last
person to get drafted to go to the NFL from there. I thought I knew it, but I had to fact check it. It was true, so that's pretty cool. Real fun fact.
Nice, buddy. Nice. That is a fun fact. Okay, so this one is cool. I like this question. This might be one of my like top 2 questions on this that I made. Who would you rather have, George Pickens or T. Higgins?
See, George Pickens is a dog, and I
Mm-hmm.
still really like him. But
Yeah.
I think just with that little bit of less diva, I would go with T
Yeah.
for the locker room sake. Like George doesn't seem
Yeah.
like locker room players don't like him, but he might
Mm-hmm.
butt head with coaches. But again, he's still a dog. He's great. He deserves to get paid. I understand why he left
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, but I would go T. I think I would go T.
So honestly, I'm gonna join you. The only thing that made me almost pick George was the last season that he had.
Yeah.
He like popped off obviously, and like if I'm going overall career, which T has had a longer tenure, so that's kind of a shitty way to put it. But like I do like your arguments about like he isn't a locker room cancer, and so far George hasn't been in the Dallas locker room.
It's more just with the coaches because George knows what he's worth, and that's not a bad thing
Yep.
by any means. And you want a receiver that loves themselves and is a bit of a diva. That's what you want. The only thing,
Oh, yeah, that's a receiver.
I don't know. It's tough. It's really 50-50 for me too, I would say,
Yeah.
because they're both pretty comparable. Like, I haven't seen either of them be necessarily a true wide receiver one. They both are
Yeah.
complemented by a great player or have been, Jamar Chase,
Oh yeah.
CeeDee Lamb. But I'm still roll with T, but really like George. That's my final answer.
I agree with you, man. I'm gonna roll the same. So question number 4.
Mhm.
So we're gonna pivot to college for a couple questions, just because why the hell not?
It's
It
the
is an
draft. We're talking
NFL.
about the draft. It's
But yeah,
from college.
yeah.
All right.
So who would you rather have? And I guess I'll say it: Fernando Mendoza or Kyler Murray. Now take it, everybody. Kyler was a badass in college. This dude was
Yeah, he was.
amazing. 2-star
I
athlete too. Almost went to the MLB.
I'm not going to take it
Go ahead.
as recency bias. I'm going to go Fernando just because when Oklahoma reached the playoffs or get big games with Kyler, maybe it was a team issue. Fernando still got done. Like, he was as good in playoff games as he was in the regular season. So I'm going to roll Fernando.
I'm going to go Kyler just for, and this is the only thing that kind of put me over the edge, is I think Kyler was more explosive plays. That's more Kyler, and unfortunately that's not Fernando's skill set, as he isn't like a takeoff and run type of guy.
No,
and I guess the highlight
Yeah.
in the highlight reel moments, kind of I gravitate towards that. I think those are cool. So for that, I'm going to pick Kyler.
I like it. Kyler was great at Oklahoma, so I like it.
So this next question, number 5, was talked about almost 2 years ago pretty heavily. Would you rather have Ashton Jeanty or Barry Sanders? Again, college.
Yeah.
Completely college here.
See, Barry Sanders did it in less games than Jeanty.
Yep.
I'm going to still rock with Jeanty. Again, you might say it's recency bias, but earlier we picked Randy Moss and Larry Allen. I'm going to still rock with Jeanty because dude was getting it done. Even if he got 30 carries a game and only averaged maybe 3 to 4 yards in college, he was going against 8-man boxes.
Yeah,
I don't care what college team, because San Diego State's the one that pops out to me that I remember. San Diego State, damn near every play was sending 8 men to get Jeanty.
Oh yeah, they were loading that box, dude.
When a team has to game plan around you like that, and then so what did that do? That really opened up Maddox Madsen to have a great passing game that game.
Yeah,
and so when you take away the defense's whole game plan to where it's just you, I love that. I'm taking Jeanty, but again, Barry Sanders he did do it in less games. If we're talking college, NFL wise, short sample for Ashton. I would take Barry, but
100%. And honestly, I'm going to agree with you. We'll probably I'm going to keep going. We're going to piss off some old heads just because Barry Sanders was amazing for Oklahoma State. But honestly, to your point, and I don't want to talk in circles and beat a dead horse, but like Ashton Jeanty was doing things that Cam just talked about. He was playing at a smaller end school. And the crazy part about this whole thing too is that both in Cam and I's mind 2 years ago, Jeanty should have won the Heisman. Like, I don't care. I'll die on this hill. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bug me. People will disagree, and that's fine. I don't give a shit. But like, he should have won it. Let's be real here.
And yeah, I mean, we can talk about that in another episode. Maybe we'll do like a drinking, shoot the shit episode where we can talk more about that. But I'm rocking with Jeanty.
All right. So I like this question. Would you rather have Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed?
Ball.
I know you're a Steelers fan, yeah.
Ed Reed's still amazing.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite rivalries, even though they obviously never went head to
Yeah.
head about defense. But like that's what you thought about when you thought about the AFC North. Still
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
go Polamalu. I would say like fear factor in hitting probably edge to Ed Reed, but the ball skills, dude, from Polamalu to go along with him still being a hard hitter and having crazy instincts.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like the speed too. Polamalu would fly downhill and make those tackles behind the line. Like, go watch the highlights. It's insane.
Yeah, he'd hit you right in the fucking A gap. He'd be on the line with you. And the hair. You gotta love the flow. That's why he's on Head and Shoulders, dude.
Exactly.
Come on. Yeah.
So yeah, Polamalu.
He's still making money. I really don't know. I'll use this one time. I like them both.
Yeah.
I really do. Like I love both Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. I can't pick one or the other because they're both badass in my mind. And that's unfortunate.
I had a fat head of Polamalu growing up, and
so did I. So did I.
I gotta go with him.
I mean, you gotta rock with your boy. Yeah. So I mean, come on. I mean, all right. Question number 7. Would you rather have prime Brett Favre or prime Aaron Rodgers? You Packer heads, put that shit down below.
Aaron.
You putting Aaron? Dude, I'm going Favre.
No, dude, I feel like prime Aaron, one of the best deep balls I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that throw, man, that he had.
Like all
it's
of them.
Beautiful.
Like all of them. Like not even just the Hail Marys, just in general.
Yep.
And like Brett Favre was also great. Especially for the Packers, only for the Packers, really. They're both great.
Yeah, only. Let's be real.
Both. They're probably not going to want to pick either, but I got to go Aaron. I really do.
I think I'm going to pick Brett just because I don't know, just something. I don't like them both. And if I had to pick gun to my head, I think I'm picking Favre.
I mean, they're
honestly
both also
like
kind of just weirdos.
Assholes.
Especially, Favre with all that money scam he did against Ole Miss, his alma mater.
And some other things that he did that weren't too kind.
I'll go there.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll move past that. All right, question number 8. Would you rather have prime LT or prime Reggie White?
I'm going LT.
This is a good question.
Yeah, I'm going.
You're going LT?
Yeah.
I think I'm going LT too. I think they both put a fear factor into people, but I think LT, man, was just that fucker was just destructive. And same with Reggie White. Again, this is what I think, and I'm just gonna pick LT.
Yep.
So, all right. Now these are I love these 2 last questions that I made. Would you rather be a Browns fan or a Jets fan? This is really hard.
I'm gonna go Jets.
Okay.
I have some weird, like, infatuation type thing. Like, I like New York. I've never been, but like football. I want them to come back to football, and I think they do still have Browns have a good fan base. They're loyal, but something about the Jets is intriguing. So I'm gonna go with the Jets. I like the uniforms better. As you can see, I'm really rocking some green. I like the uniforms a little better. So I'm gonna go Jets. I don't know what it is. It's like a weird little gut thing. I can't really give you straight facts. I'd rather be a Jets fan.
I mean, that's fair. Honestly, I'd rather be a Browns fan. I just can't get behind East or West Coast teams. It's very hard for me specifically because that's where always the media is at. The Browns, I feel like, have got it worse. Jets have a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl.
Have it worse, I would say.
The Browns do have it worse, I think. I have actually a buddy who's a Browns fan, and we shoot the shit a lot. And he's an Ohio State fan, so it's like, you get where you can get it.
You know, it's kind of like
it's like me with being
you're a Bama fan
yeah,
and a Dallas fan. I don't feel bad for you when Dallas isn't winning Super Bowls because you have 7 national championships. You're fine.
We got a lot of natties. So,
but that's a good question.
Anywho, last question: would you rather, or who? Hold on, let me preference this. Would you rather sit with Eagle fans or Patriots fans in a game?
Probably Patriots. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Okay.
I think about the fact that Eagles fans threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Bitches.
That's crazy. They're very passionate.
That is crazy.
I don't hate all Eagles fans.
Do we call that passionate?
Yeah, I would call it passion, even if it's misplaced. I don't hate all Eagles fans. Patriots fans, they might be a little entitled at times, but I've met a good amount. I think
it's cool. Boston fans, Massachusetts as a whole, like with the Bruins and NHL, with the Red Sox and MLB, and the fucking Celtics. Come on.
No, but see, like
they are a little spoiled.
The 2 or 3 like Patriots fans that I know that have supposedly grown up Patriots fans, I'll believe them here, are pretty cool. They have a sense of entitlement a little bit. But like in those
Yeah.
couple down years, they weren't flipping out. They're like, we had a great run. Let's see what happens.
Past 2 years.
Yeah, past 2 years.
Back in the Super Bowl.
Quick rebuild. So I'm gonna go Patriots. They seem, most of them seem pretty chill.
So I have bias. Eagle fans just make me annoyed.
Fair.
And not even just Eagle fans. It's the city of Philadelphia as a whole. If they weren't so fucking obnoxious about everything, it would make it a little bit better. And I'm talking about it as a whole, too, just with the MLB, NHL. You guys are mean people, and you need to fucking chillax just a little bit.
Love.
Oh, totally, bro. Totally.
We won't talk about
all right.
Kensington.
Yeah. Well,
crazy shit they got going on there.
Yeah.
But
all right. Anyway, so
I like the questions.
Yeah.
Let me think.
Yeah.
Notice we didn't
easy
use
peasy.
ChatGPT. For those
we did this shit. I did it.
For those that have followed our Instagram, we used to use a little AI for like some cover art and stuff. We're going away from that. We're done with that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that for
you got to do what you got to do though.
Content or any pictures. We're gonna hire people if we need to, or we'll just have to get.
We'll get creative.
Yeah, but that was good. I like.
All right.
So now,
draft, baby.
That was a
draft.
That was a fun draft. I actually really enjoyed that draft. I don't know, like previous years, I didn't have a ton of fun with it. But
maybe it was who you were watching it with.
That's also probably what a little bit of it, have a weight off, or Joe Montana, like taking the monkey off his back.
Yeah.
So I feel.
Yeah, I did.
But I mean, so
you feel released.
I guess to kick it off, we're obviously going to talk about our favorite teams. And we're going to talk about some of the teams that some of the guys, some of you guys that listen like. But, I lived in Illinois the past 4 years. I feel like we just got to kick it off with Chicago. You're a Bears fan?
Yeah, Bears.
Like
all right.
Where do you have them on your little categorization?
So I have them as a meh. So as I was watching this, Cam and I were FaceTiming. It makes so again. This is why I'm not I guess I'm not a GM because again, Ben Johnson's designing this team his way. So the first pick absolutely knocked it out of the park. Dylan Thielemann, great pick. Obviously, Oregon boy. Cam and I love Oregon. Obviously, a little biased towards that. I like that pick. I think he was the second best safety. The pick after that, Logan Jones from Iowa. Apparently, he's compared to Tyler Linderbaum. I was fine with it. I think it fills a need. I think you sit him behind Bradbury. The pick I fucking hate is this next pick, honestly. It's Sam Rouse, if I'm pronouncing that right. No hate to the tight end. We just have two amazing tight ends already. We spent a top 10 draft pick last year on Colston Loveland. It obviously panned out for us. We have Kmet. I don't know what they're doing there. I think Sam Rouse is, or whatever his name is a one-trick pony. He's like one of the better blocking tight ends, I guess. It's great.
It says he has some downfield vertical speed.
Okay,
this draft was weird in the sense that it seems like a ton of teams are just getting tight ends when it doesn't seem like they need them. So I don't know if we're going to see a shit ton of 3 tight end packages next year. But like we can talk about this, and we'll talk about the Rams later. They did it too after getting Terrence Ferguson in the second last year. It's weird.
Oh, they got Max Clare, yeah.
This isn't necessarily third round. I don't think he's a third round tight end talent. But so yeah, that one was weird, and then the one after I didn't love either, Xavier Thomas.
So apparently, he's like the best punt returner in this draft.
So
They're using him.
What I was gonna say is I'm getting Velus Jones Jr. vibes.
Yeah.
Draft pick on a punt returner.
Jesus.
And what happens? Because if you look at his college production, and production isn't everything. Puka Nacua had maybe 500 yards his season before he came to the NFL. But Xavier Thomas, like he was at Mississippi State, I think, before LSU. No production really there. Obviously, LSU had good receivers ahead of him, like Aaron Anderson, but still, third-round pick. I didn't love it. Malik Muhammad, I did.
I did love that pick.
They redeemed themselves a little bit there. I don't know a ton about Elliott's game. I did watch a lot of Arizona State, but I don't know.
Keyshawn Elliott.
He wasn't.
It's linebacker depth.
But the D tackle I think was good. I think that was a
Jordan Van Denberg out of Georgia Tech. So I'll take it.
They went whoop and then kind of dipped and then kind of redeemed themselves at the end.
Yeah, they got really.
1 second.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'll take it away. It was the test. I forgot that.
that out, or at least muting that for a second, or we might leave it in and warn you because it's kind of funny.
That was
but,
loud. It
all right,
was a fucking
that was loud.
Scared the shit out of me.
Okay, all right. Let's move right along to
that up the Bears.
All right, I actually want to talk about the Arizona Cardinals, selfishly a little bit, but also so I might piss some people off. I don't care. I think this team had one of the worst drafts, if not the very worst draft. I don't think you should draft a running back top 5, speaking from personal reasons too with Ezekiel Elliott, but I think the Cardinals had more needs, and they already have a running back who isn't bad, but who isn't good, in James Conner. You don't have a quarterback, and then you decide to pick up Carson Beck, who played 6 years in the college football world.
Didn't they also sign Tyler Algier?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, and because I saw something about him saying he was going there expecting to fight for the starting job, and then they go get Jeremiah Love this high.
So
Jeremiah Love, I love him. He's a great player. I wish he didn't go there because, again, he's going to be splitting carries probably with, like you said, James Conner, probably Tyler Algier, who's a little touchdown merchant at the 2-yard line.
A big back.
So I didn't like that. The Carson Beck one is just simply high risk, high reward. You know, you're not.
But even with that, like,
you're getting one or the other. You're either going to get the Carson Beck that doesn't choke in the under 2 minutes for 90% of the season, and you're like, oh, he's actually pretty good. And then once the Cardinals the reason I don't think you're going to see the Carson Beck that we see is because I don't see the Cardinals pushing for playoffs. You know, you're not going to get the Carson Beck interception with a minute left trying to win because you're not going to be in those high stakes. So that's why I think he's actually going to be a solid quarterback, not overhyped, but also not overhated. So
like doing the most,
iffy on it.
So the thing about the Cardinals is they're always good at picking in the top 5 because they're always there.
Yeah.
Because they never can improve. And I think there was other needs that they needed to fill. Their defense is still shit. And I would have gone Arvell Reese here. Or Sonny Styles, honestly not Jeremiah fucking Love.
If they just took Caleb Downs, that would have been huge.
Yeah.
That would have been huge.
Yes.
No, I agree taking a running back that high. Because I honestly, Jeremiah, there's a chance he could have fallen. You know, I think the Titans might have grabbed him maybe. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And again, not because he's not a great generational player. It's just like you said.
No, he's
that high.
He's great.
Yeah. So
it's just
and then the rest of it, like Reggie Virgil, I think there was better receiver options on the board for the 5th round.
Is the dude from? Hold on, sorry, I pulled it away. Give me 1 second. The Chase Bistonis, or however you pronounce his name, the Texas A&M guard. Apparently, that was a really good pick.
I mean,
people liked.
So on our college episodes, I did glaze the Texas A&M running game a ton. So I do like that pick mixed with Jeremiah Love. I think that's a great complimentary pick. So that for there, sure. I like. I think you got a generational talent.
Yeah.
Did you reach a little bit? Yeah, but that could also be something we look back on and we're like, oh, wow, that was stupid of us to think that. That was a great play. But then, Carson Beck, very iffy, could either go mediocre,
high risk, high reward,
average, or just terrible. Reggie Virgil, I didn't like. I think, honestly, I think he was an undrafted talent. Like, when I was watching Texas Tech games, he had some drop issues. I just didn't think he was a 5th-round talent. To me, I don't think he's going to do much.
I got you.
Carson Sherrar from Iowa. All right. Jaden Williams, I think that's a good 7th round. Just try to get some depth at the tackle.
Sure.
But no,
we'll see if he actually makes the team. Class. I very much so didn't like it.
No. So another first we didn't like.
Another team that I'll go for a meh on my mind, and then we can pivot to a team that both Cam and I like. So the Giants, the New York Giants, I have meh. And give me just a split second. So I love Arvell Reese.
I do. Yes.
He is my top 2 players in this draft. Caleb Downs number 1, and we'll talk about Dallas later, and then Arvell Reese and then Sonny Styles. Those 3 players were my top 3 players overall. Regardless, I don't think that they should have drafted Arvell Reese. Specifically, I think there was other needs that they needed to fill. They drafted Abdul Carter last year. You traded Dexter Lawrence. Why not go interior? Or, hear me out, this is where I think they should have drafted Carnell Tate.
Okay. No,
if that – wait, no, they couldn't. Fuck. Okay, yeah. So regardless, I think they should have gone somewhere else.
I mean,
I like the CC Manoa pick, honestly, but
yeah.
just selfishly, I don't think Arvell was the correct pick. But he's there now. It is what it is. Who gives a
I mean,
shit?
imagine if they went Caleb Downs at the 5 and then Ruben
And that's what I
Tate
think they should have
at the
done.
10.
Yes.
That would have been nice.
Yes.
Because it's like let's say Arvell Reese got picked. I think that would have made it a little better. Colton Hood is a
Yeah.
good corner. I don't
Yeah.
hate it, but you know I'm a D'Angelo
Yeah.
Pons guy. So
Oh yeah, you're a
talk
deep
about the
Pons.
Jets later. Malachi Fields, so that's one of those other underproduction guys, but he also didn't get a lot of opportunities. I believe he was at Wake Forest or Virginia before Notre Dame. He didn't get a ton of opportunities. I think he's good. I think he's solid. So I don't hate that pick. And then Jack Kelly, I actually kind of like the BYU linebacker, but other than that, I'm just kind of meh.
Okay.
So that's why I put them on the fence. I'm just kind of meh on this draft class.
I gotcha.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think Malachi Fields is going to necessarily jump Jackson Dart's like stock up. So I don't know if they did a ton, but Francis Mayoga, I do think is going to help out a lot. So I think that's a good pick for you on quarterback. So yeah, I'll put it in. But moving right along real quick, we're going to hit Dallas.
Yeah.
Curious to see what you think.
So let's do it like this. Instead of meh and hits, I'm going to go a B+ grade.
All right.
Specifically,
I got them on the fence. Be honest.
Yeah. I love the Caleb Downs pick. Again, my number 1 overall player in this draft. I'm so happy we got him. I actually like the fact that they traded up to get him. We haven't drafted a fucking safety in how long? Jerry Jones has always thought negative about safeties. That's a green dot guy. Love the pick. As it comes to the Malachi Lawrence, I didn't know who the fuck this was. Apparently, this is a high ceiling type of player. You didn't like the pick out of UCF. I don't know enough about him to talk about him, and I watched UCF last year. Apparently, he has a relentless motor, XYZ. I don't fucking know. We didn't have a second-round pick. I like the Jayshon Barham linebacker. The only thing that scares me is Dallas Cowboys picking Michigan players. It hasn't worked out in our favor 99% of the time. It is fucking terrible. I like the LT Overin pick too. I like the dude out of Penn State, I think. Not bad. I think it's a B+.
Yeah, I like Anthony Smith. Obviously, I'm a receiver.
Yeah.
I do like Anthony Smith. Devin Moore, I don't see him making
the corner out of Florida.
So, yeah, I put it kind of just on the fence. Simply, I think the Malachi Lawrence pick, I see now looking back, I see why they did it. No second-round pick. He might have gone in the
kind of had to reach.
Yeah, so I understand it. I don't hate this class. Caleb Downs, obviously, I love. But that's why I kind of put on the fence. I can't put it in a class I liked simply for one player.
Oh, yeah.
So
the other thing that I like, too, is they picked up Michael Trigg off the undrafted free agent. Both Cam and I are really hype about that tight end. We'll see if he starts.
Since the beginning of last college season.
Yeah.
Like, the dude is built like Chandler Jones. Insane arm length, but he's a freak athlete too. Like Chandler Jones was a good athlete in his prime, but like as a tight end position who can run routes and catch and get yards after the catch. Like I like Michael Trigg. I think that's a great pickup. So yeah, that's really it for Dallas. I can't wait any longer. I want to talk Jets.
Go ahead.
Because a lot of people
that A++++.
A lot of people dislike this class. They think
are they stupid?
Bailey was a huge reach. I don't necessarily agree with that. They saw someone they like. A lot of the times too, like I saw a comment that I could probably lie and say this was my idea, but I'm not gonna. I really agreed with it. Is they said sometimes teams have such a good outlook on one specific player that it'll work out just because of how they see that player fitting in. And obviously you can say, that happens to all teams when they're drafting a player. Like the Niners drafting Deshaun Stribling, kind of a reach in the second round. No.
I didn't agree with that.
Sometimes, they actually do have that vision. David Bailey, I think, is a great pick. It's a team that had 0 interceptions last year. I think part of that could come from a lack of pressure. So even if David Bailey isn't jumping off the stat sheet with 10-plus sacks next year, if he's putting pressure on the quarterback more so than they did last year, which isn't a high bar, that'll lead to some other good stuff, whether it's even just pass breakups. So I really like that pick. They got a really good DN.
Same.
Kenyon Sadiq, a lot of people actually didn't like this pick because of Mason Taylor in the second round last year. I think this is slightly different. I might be backtracking on my words from what I said earlier with teams stacking up on tight ends. I think it's slightly different because Kenyon Sadiq isn't just a tight end. The dude can play slot. He can run jet sweeps. He can get screens, and he can block. So I think that adds a whole nother level to the Jets offense. And then what they do, they went and got Omar Cooper, who I think is a really good route runner and good receiver too. Is he a number one outside guy? Maybe not, but I think he's a really good receiver.
Put him in the slot.
Yeah, so I think overall, that was a great first part of the draft. And then guess what? They got my guy Angelo Ponce, who I am going to die on the hill that he's the top corner in this draft.
The Indiana Jets, baby.
Everyone loves to talk about his size. Do you remember Brent Grimes?
5'7" cornerback. Are you shitting me?
5'8", 5'9" tops on a good day. He would go up against Calvin Johnson because
he mossed Calvin, didn't he?
He was an athlete, and that's what I think D'Angelo Ponce is too. Like he's a very technically sound corner, and he played on the outside in college. Guess what? In college, there's still 6'4", 6'5" wide receivers you're going against. He practiced against Elijah Surratt every day for probably his whole college career because they were at JMU together. Like D'Angelo Ponce,
and also
is him. He's an actual lockdown corner.
If you need some evidence, just go watch the Indiana and Illinois game. Honestly, D'Angelo Ponce popped off that game.
It was funny
so like this,
I don't know if there's a little interview with D'Angelo Ponce. He actually said Altmaier was one of the best quarterbacks he went against, even though they blew him out like 66-3. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, D'Angelo Ponce has shadowed the best receiver of every Big Ten team they've played and shut him down. Like the dude is good. I really like this pick. And then I'm probably gonna get some hate here. I like the K Klubnik pick in the 4th. Like we're talking about.
I also like it.
That was before the last season. Talked about as a potential first round guy. That talent that he had when they were evaluating him there didn't just disappear, right? If he had a down year that obviously pushed him out of the first. Clemson didn't have a good season. That doesn't mean the talent's gone. Confidence is an issue. Scheme fit. I never the last couple years. Honestly, probably since Trevor Lawrence was there, I haven't really enjoyed the Clemson offense as much. It just seems very flat.
Piss poor.
Yeah, the running game, they try really hard to get it going. It doesn't really go, but that's a different topic. So I like this pick. I think he could. Maybe not this year. Hopefully not this year because, if you rush a quarterback in, it kind of doesn't always go well, especially for the Jets. But in the future, I think this is a good pick. I like it. There's high upside.
So do I.
Guess what? If it doesn't work out, it's a 4th-round pick. You're fine. So I like the Jets draft class. And the people that don't, teach their own.
Can suck it.
I think I'm going to be rooting for the Jets.
Suck it.
This year, yeah.
The Jets will be better than last year. I'm not going to say they're going to have 10-plus wins, but with the Jets' recency draft picking, they've been terrible.
Yeah.
And this draft kind of scares me because this was an amazing draft. The upcoming draft is also better than this year, and they have 3 first-round draft picks. Holy shit, I can't wait to see what they do.
Be doing something. So I like the Jets. Before we get
the
into
Colts?
I was going to say, before we get into some other teams that we
Go ahead.
and some of our friends like, I do have Indy on here. I think they were a little bit of a little sleeper. Not a lot of people are talking about him. CJ Allen, I like. Especially not having a first.
Love that pick.
I do like this. I like the LSU safety. I don't know much about Jalen Farmer, the Kentucky guard. Bryce Botcher, I obviously know a lot about because of
Oregon.
He actually also got drafted to the MLB, but he said he's choosing football. So I think that's just.
Oh, wow.
And fun fact, he was a walk-on for both sports, and then now ended up getting drafted for both sports.
That's crazy.
But Seth McGowan, I do like, and Deion Burks. 2 7th-round picks, both on offense, 1 running back, 1 receiver, and Caden Curry in the 6th. I think that's a pretty
Deion out of Ohio State.
So, yeah, I don't think this is going to jump off the page and everyone's going to fall in love with it, but I think it's a sneaky good draft.
It's not a wow draft. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's a sneaky good draft, too.
And then
got
to talk Cleveland real quick.
Cleveland. Loved that draft, too.
I loved this draft.
They nailed it out of the park, dude, honestly.
They've done this before. They've had really before. So, I'm not trying to get ahead of it, but once you figure out the quarterback situation, I think it should be Shedeur. I think he's overhated.
Which they drafted another quarterback, too.
But see, Taylor Green, he could be a package guy. They're already talking about Terrell Pryor, obviously, because Terrell Pryor was quarterback and turned into a solid receiver. Taylor Green has said he wants to stay as a quarterback, especially with all this uncertainty. Like, Shedeur can run. Should he? Probably not. So, Shedeur being your guy, and then if you want to throw in some different packages with Taylor Green, I think it can make a little bit of an excitement there. Love KC Concepcion, and I do really like Denzel Boston. I think that
both those wide receiver picks.
That right there helps whatever quarterback you decide to go with.
100%, I agree with
Gabriel.
you.
Just to me, I don't think he should be the starter. I think he's a good backup.
Nah.
I really think Shador. Obviously Deshaun Watson, you paid him a shit ton of money, so it's like,
They're talking about starting him. I was reading something and watching
You
something.
already did it. You already messed up. Don't let that decide.
Hey, man. Hey, hey, man.
Like, okay, all I'm saying is, and I've talked shit about Shador before. Give him the chance.
We all have.
Day one
For
starter.
sure.
Let him go through some growing pains, but don't bench him. Give him the chance to grow from him. Like, I think
absolutely
he got completely screwed over with the whole Stefanski.
Oh yeah.
Like, dude, you could tell
and that guy's
there was like some weird animosity towards that. That dude was weird. That's not fair to Shador.
Stefanski's a fucking asshole. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'll go out and say it.
I'm gonna root for Sanders. I hope he gets the job. And because they put Spencer Fano, we can't go over him. Like, he's a great offensive tackle. So I really like that. I like the Toledo safety. I do like that.
Oh, Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah, I like Justin Jefferson
out of Alabama.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick too. So overall, I mean, the 2 tight ends late. I think, 2, I don't think you need that. Obviously, with Njoku, but you have Harold Fannin still.
Njoku left?
I know. So with him leaving.
Fannin, sorry.
I don't know I don't love him. Carson Ryan, I would probably say I like a little bit better than Joey Royer, the 7th round tight end.
Yeah.
Overall, though, I like this class.
So do I. I have another one I want to talk about. So I think they also did good, the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. I'm on the fence about them trading up, but I also get why they did it because Mansour Delane was the top number 1 cornerback in this draft. They obviously need a cornerback after letting Jalen Watson go and trading Trent McDuffie. Silly moves on their part, but I get it. It's a business. I like them in getting Peter Woods because Chris Jones will eventually retire. I like Peter Woods, R. Mason Thomas, the edge out of Oklahoma. Love that pick.
I do like
Jaden Kennedy, if I'm pronouncing that name right, because he's from Oregon, Cam.
He's solid. He's not
solid safety, which they need. And then I like the Emmett Johnson pick out of Nebraska, the Cyrus Allen wide receiver, and Nussmeier too. I think it's a good draft. It's not like a knock it out of the ballpark, but I don't mind it. It's decent.
Yeah. I agree. I like this.
It's decent.
With Nussmeier, you're getting a experienced backup quarterback. Because Mahomes
he's not going to start.
He gets hurt every now and then. No, you'll have Garrett Nussmeier when you need him. We got to talk Denver.
Yep.
I am in Colorado.
Yeah, let's shoot Denver.
Denver fans. So didn't get a pick for the first 2 rounds. They had a second round, but they traded it away. They start off with the D tackle from Texas A&M. Meh. But Jonah Coleman, I do really like. Obviously, they still have
RJ Harvey.
Yeah, he's probably their guy. But Jonah Coleman,
I was iffy about this Jonah Coleman pick, honestly, because of the Harvey.
I'm telling you, I like it. I think Jonah Coleman adds a little bit more in the receiving back game. Like RJ Harvey can get it done, but I think Jonah Coleman adds just a little bit more. I like Justin Jolly. I like that pick a lot. I think they still have Evan Ingram, right? Like, he's still there. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
But Justin Jolly is an athletic tight end. I think he actually is pretty comparable to Evan Ingram, so I think that's good.
Yep.
Evan Ingram's kind of getting up there in age, probably going to be a free agent in the next couple of years. They do that thing where they get 2 tight ends, but I'm going to go past that. Miles Scott and Red Murdoch. I like those defensive picks.
Love these picks.
I love those picks.
Miles Scott for Illinois laid the boomstick last year.
He's good, and he is very instinctive. Like, there's a couple, I think 2 years ago, he had a really nice pick 6 against Kansas. Like, he's an instinctive guy. Then Red Murdoch, leading.
We love to
in tackles in all of FBS 2 years in a row. I like that. So
Mac player out of Buffalo.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. So I'm excited for
absolutely, buddy.
Draft. Some of my fiance's cousins were talking, asking me about some of the players. The only one I couldn't really tell them much about was maybe the tackle from Boise State. But no, I like it.
Yeah, what are you gonna freaking do?
Yeah, I think overall it's a good pick, good draft. Before we wrap it up, we'll talk about maybe 2 more teams real quick because we're gonna end up talking about the Rams and the Eagles with some of the drama that went on.
Absolutely.
Talk about Pittsburgh. Growing up, I was a Pittsburgh fan. I don't love the O-tackle pick. Seems like they got a little scrambled, obviously. So we can't touch on that. I think they got complacent. I think they were expecting the guy to be there. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. There's rumors that Jerry Jones actually called the Eagles and let them know, hey, do you want this pick? It looks like the Steelers are going to get him. I don't know if that means the Steelers reached out to the Cowboys about trading up, and then when they're like, nah, we're not getting Mekhi, you're all good, type of thing, So, don't know what happened there. Can't blame him. Hate the game. Can't hate the player on this one. So the Eagles jumped.
Hate the business aspect.
Guy. If you really want the guy, you do. Isn't that what the Cowboys did? Jump in one spot?
Yeah, they really wanted Caleb Downs, and they traded up one spot just to make sure nobody got him.
That's what you do.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
I love that, but I think they bounced back in the second. I like Jeremy Bernard.
Oh, yeah.
I like that pick.
Love the pick.
Drew Aller, I'm disgusted with. I don't like that pick. I would have so much rather they got Cade Klubnik in the third. And it was so funny. I was on the Steelers page looking at comments, and this one dude commented, please don't draft Aller 30 minutes before they did it. And then he comes
guess what they did?
Responds, he's like, no fucking way. And I'm like, all right, yeah.
Oh, my God.
A lot of us feel like,
yeah.
I think Cade Klubnik could have at least competed for the starting job this year. Obviously, a ton of there, so I don't love that. Dalen Everett, I do. I do love that pick.
Oh, yeah.
That dude,
I like that pick, too.
He might have a decent amount of highlights against him, but he was also targeted so much. Like, they always tried him whenever, whenever I would watch Georgia games, it seems like he would always getting tried. And every now and then you're gonna break, but I really like that corner pick. The guard from Iowa, I'm never gonna be mad for the O-lineman from Iowa, just with their running.
Hell no.
And then they followed that up with Caden Weechin, who actually is a very exciting kick returner, punt returner. He's also kind of a little slot back. He played corner a little bit. This dude's an athlete. Especially in the Oregon game, like they would try to kick it away from him. Like this dude, returned 3 kick returns this year, maybe 2 punt returns. Like this dude's
so he's deadly.
He's deadly. I don't know if he's going to get like a ton of play time on offense to start, but who knows? I think he could be a better. Like remember we thought Ryan Switzer was going to be an amazing player. Like, I think
how could I forget?
Yeah, I think he will be a great special teams player. Tight end from Indiana. Don't hate it. Not my favorite.
Yeah.
But Eli Hendenreich, the hometown kid.
Love this pick. Such a feel-good pick.
I love that pick. He was insane. We talked about him, too, before. Like, he had some crazy stat lines this last year for Navy. So, I love that pick. I'm excited for that. Kind of redundant.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Between him and Caden Weechin in a way because they're both kind of like that slot, halfback, like kind of just hybrid. But it'll be a good competition because I think Eli Hendenreich has probably a better chance of getting some offensive snaps this year over Weechin.
So do I.
I think it's complimentary. So I do like the Pittsburgh draft. I'm happy as a fan. Minus, hopefully they prove me wrong with the O-tackle. It just seems like they were a little scrambled and did a reach. So you're playing Madden draft and you're like, oh shit, my guy, who do I go? And you accidentally press A. But I think that's it really for like the main teams I want to talk about. We kind of just talked about Mekhi. I think that kind of seals the deal. A.J. Brown's probably on his way out, which...
It is 100% going to happen.
It's going to happen. But, like, speaking of the Eagles, Eli Stowers, I think that's a really cool pick. I
don't mind it. I think it was a little premature, but I think after this year they're going to let Dallas Goedert go, and why not get your man of the future? The Eagles are really good about that, so fuck it.
Other than that, I put this draft in the meh. I mean, Cole Payton, North Dakota State quarterback at 5.
I like the Markel Bell pick, honestly. That dude's a tank.
Yeah, okay. I can get behind that. Cole was new the safety from Texas Tech. They're trying to recreate the exciting Whites DB feel back there.
There we go,
I do like the New Mexico edge. I think that's a cool 7th-round pick.
Okay.
That's good. And then they did they got a D tackle in the 7th through the international program, so I think that's pretty cool too.
Yep.
So overall, not the best, not the worst. But
for sure,
before we wrap up, something that I want to talk about, and I think you do too, is Ty Simpson and the Rams.
Yep.
I think they messed up.
Go ahead first.
I think they messed up.
Yeah.
And you can tell with McVay's reactions that that's not the guy he wanted. There's now little rumors coming out that the Rams said the reason we didn't get like some of these other guys, like I think it was like Casey Concepcion or Mekhi Lemon. No, it was Kenyon Sadiq or Mekhi Lemon. Is they said, like, quotes, they weren't going to make an impact right away. That's weird. And then you go Ty Simpson talking about impact. I think McVay wanted one of those two because he's talked about retirement before. Stafford's on his way out. He wanted to win again now. He wanted to give Stafford some weapons to win now. He's not thinking ahead in the future. And, this is how the Rams won the Super Bowl in the past. Remember when they went all out money-wise on Aaron Donald, all these players?
Fuck them draft picks.
Yeah, traded everything and won the Super Bowl. That's probably where McVay's head is at. It's like you sell out. You sell out for the win.
High risk, high reward.
And that might be a bad thing for a lot of people. You got to think ahead, or else then what, McVay's out, and then he leaves the Rams in a shitty situation. But still, you could tell he wasn't very happy with it. Ty Simpson, I think we talked about maybe late first round, second round pick for the most part. It's just the Rams. They could have waited. Stafford still got 2-3 more years. I think they could have waited to get their replacement quarterback.
Yeah.
That's just
honestly, I don't love this pick. I see why they did it. I don't give a shit about the McVay situation. I'm more speaking from the business side.
Yeah,
so I think you and I talked about this off pod. I think it was a huge reach because after Fernando, there wasn't really a consensus number 2 quarterback. People had Ty as number 2, and that's fine. Yeah. He played decent at Alabama. We watched every Alabama game last year, but there were some times where Ty played like he was the Heisman front runner, and then other times where Ty really fucking pissed me off.
The first half of the season. Yeah. The first half of the season, you're like, wow.
Yeah, he played phenomenally.
13 touchdowns, 1 pick. Like, this guy, Heisman odds are up. I did like this pick, and then what did they do? They go to the second round and get another tight end. Back-to-back years with
Max Clare out of Ohio State.
They get an okay offensive
tackle.
tackle.
I don't get that.
They get a D tackle. CJ Daniels, I like. He's raw.
I like that pick.
He's a little older.
Yeah, he's like.
But I do think he can compete for that wide receiver 3 spot 100%. And then 2, Devontae Adams.
Oh, absolutely.
This was another future play. Devontae Adams isn't going to be there forever. So I like.
I like the Tim Keenan, the 3rd pick.
Yeah, but like the Ty Simpson.
One last talking point that I'll say about that is the only thing I can see why they did this is simply to have him sit behind Matthew Stafford and get him like practice reps. Like, that's great. We'll see if Ty Simpson becomes a superstar in the NFL. We don't know. I get why they did the pick, but I probably would have picked somebody else if I was a general manager, like a Sadiq, like a Lemon, honestly, just to give Matthew Stafford that final push. Yeah. But they didn't. It is what it is, so you can't do anything about it. No, so fuck them.
That's really all I have. There's obviously there's some teams we didn't talk about. If we didn't talk about it, you can kind of assume we had them in the in or the don't like. Mine is I'll say I did have the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Saints kind of up there. I actually kind of like their draft classes. We won't go over the picks right now, but kind of like those. Yeah. I did like those draft classes. A lot of players I really like that went. A lot of good undrafted free agent signings. He talked about Michael Trick, so make sure you keep an eye. There's a good tracker on CBS Sports too if you want to just scroll through, see. Obviously, not everyone's going to make the team. Like Diego Pavia actually did get signed. He was at first invite to the Ravens mini camp, but he got signed by them.
Who cares?
I think he's the first player since 2014 to be in the Heisman finalist list.
Yeah,
and not get drafted. Speaking of that, real quick. Fun little stat. These are the teams on the Power 4 that did not have a player drafted this year. Colorado, North Carolina, Oklahoma State, Purdue, Syracuse, UCLA, Virginia, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Wisconsin. The only interesting outlier here really is Virginia. They went 11-3, whereas every other team had a losing record. Virginia went 11-3. No players drafted. I just think that's interesting.
But didn't Chandler Morris get under? Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, no one drafted, but players are signing and everything. But
I got you. Okay.
I want to throw a few teams on there, Edgar. Sorry,
Edgar. One final talking point. It's not about this episode, just to give you guys a little preview about what the next couple weeks will be. We might do it, we may not, but just to give you that little dangle the fish over you or money, whatever you want to call it. So one episode, we want to have games and just be a whole games episode. College, NFL, we'll probably have a little sippy sip during that.
Just shooting the shit, just hanging out.
Just shooting the shit.
Kale and I don't live next to each other anymore, so we do have good conversation. So if you tune into that, fun. If you were part of the last and only drunk episode we did, it was actually a lot of fun. It was pretty funny. So
that's one of our most viewed episodes.
Yeah,
I think it might be the most one. People like that one. We might just get belligerent on camera within reason. Let's be honest here, folks. We might just, honestly, it's a little bit slowed down now because of the draft, so we just might have some games episode. We might just shoot the shit, but we don't ever know. Or we might have an episode like this, or some breaking news will happen and we'll talk about it. But we're just kind of going with the flow, people, and we really enjoy this. We enjoy making these and giving them back to you. We already Again, we're talking about how our faces are in here. We made a TikTok. That's kind of it's blowing up, but it's not. It's doing its thing slowly. So tune into our TikTok. We have the videos on Spotify now, on YouTube. Go like, share, subscribe. That really helped us out. And again, we care about you guys, and we want to hear what you have to say too in the comment section. So please do all that for us. We love you guys.
100%.
Cam, anything?
No. This is a fun episode. Next week we'll be back to college. Maybe do some rankings or something. But no, I'm having fun, man. I'm enjoying it.
I can't wait.
Hope you guys are too.
All right, well, that's it. That's it from the two degenerates from the podcast from Saturdays to Sunday. We'll see y'all next week.